Sup everyone, this is Draco Evolve back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news today. And of course I've got my summary top on today because it's a lovely day here in the UK. But today we are going to be discussing strictly about Lukaku. Now there has been some update on Lukaku. We all know, if you've been following Twitter, various outlets, various news reporting, Sky Sports, BBC, that Lukaku is planning to leave Old Trafford because he's been clearly told that he's not part of the plan. And do you really blame him? To be honest, it's like whenever he's playing, his first touch is so bad that you might just put a brick wall next in a striker position because it's gonna bounce straight back at you. But anyway, let's dive straight into the main content. And before I dive straight into the main content, I would like to thank each and every one of you for supporting my channel especially in terms of the United videos, because last season was my first time I'm doing some United videos, and I did match previews and match reviews, you can say. But this season I wanted to kind of do a build up, do the transfer window, go through the matches, go to the matches, vlog the matches, give proper insights, and so far it has been fantastically received. Not everything's gonna be rosy, and I understand that, and most of it is my own opinion unless I get sources, and I will put the sources straight up to you guys. I'm not gonna do no guesswork. It's as simple as that, because it just creates more work for me. It's simple as that. If I do guesswork, I'm working more. Why should I be working more? I should be bringing you guys the latest news, the website news, straight from the source. And it is straight from the source because Romelu Lukaku's agent has come out around the Inter Milan deal. We all know he's been around to Inter Milan, and he told Sky in Italy it was just a chat. I spoke with director of Inter Milan to understand the club's intentions with the player. They will take the decisions. We can't put a time frame on it. What is clear is that if Inter want the player, they will need to get a move on. Inter are seriously trying to sign him. They are all out for him. Goals are not always there to be reached, but it's a declared target. At the moment, it remains a complicated dream. Now, it's clear. Even Martinez, his Belgian boss, came out and said it is clear that he has to leave Manchester United. It's simple as that. So let's backtrack a little bit. Lukaku at the beginning of the summer did come out and say that he knows what his plans are, but he cannot announce it just yet. And when you're looking at about a month ago, he said that, roughly a month ago, you can say, give or take. We know that Inter Milan, according to various reports, various formidable reports, want to take Lukaku on loan. And Lukaku did mention that Conte is the best manager in the world. You know, talk about butt licking. But anyway, the fee it's a loan deal with an option to buy him next summer. So I mean, it's a 2-year loan deal with an obligation to buy him for £60 million next summer. Those are the stats or the report that is being talked around. And obviously his agent did come out and confirmed, you can see confirmed transfer talks have taken place with Inter Chiefs. So I remember watching the last game of the season, the game before that, where we lost dearly, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out of that press conference and said clearly that there won't be, most of these players, you will have seen the last of them. And going into the last game of the season, Lukaku was not one of the guys on his lineup. He wasn't even on the bench. That was a clear indication. I mean, us United fans know that he's not good enough to be a United player. I mean, he is good enough striker, I reckon, but our mentality, our philosophy, he does not simply fit in it, because he can't hold up the ball. How can you hold up the ball if you can't take a first touch? And let's face it, my grand can make a better first touch than this guy. He seems to be a striker where he goes through a phase where he's scoring a lot of goals, then goes through a phase where he's empty, where he's not even existent. So he'll go through 4 or 5 matches where he's banging in 2-3 goals, you know, easily. But then he's going through 10 games where he's empty. He's as if he can't do it. And maybe United was too much of a big step for him. He did get enough chances in the team for the last couple of seasons. He has gained weight. I don't know if that was by his doing or whether he was ordered by Mourinho on his second season to gain weight and be more like Drogba. God knows. But he has certainly affected him. And for me, personally speaking, we know that he doesn't want to play second fiddle, and at the moment it looks like Ole is gonna favor Rashford over him, and he made his intentions clear, including his agent. He said that he doesn't want to be a second fiddle, so he wants to be a first team striker. Currently, at his current state, I don't think he is good enough to be a first team striker for us, certainly. I am sure in the Italian league, where the gameplay is slightly more slower, the defenders are more forgiving, you can say, in terms of pressing. There's a difference in terms of pressing, hence why it might be the fact that he will be a good signing for the Italian league. He might bang in 30-40 goals. It doesn't mean he'll come back and bang 30-40 goals here, because it's the game style is totally different here. And at Everton, he was the focal point where he came from, and he scored a few goals there, a few important goals, but that was him in a team full of average Joes, you can say. He was a star player, literally. Chelsea, look at Chelsea, he wasn't given a chance, but then again, Drogba was ahead of him, so fair play. But for us, he was given the platform. We didn't have a striker. Ibrahimovic has left. We had youngsters, so you were the main guy. He wasn't good enough. First touch, I am sure if he put in the effort, he can have better first touch. Simple as that. And the only game that I really, really, truly remember him becoming a really good player, and the one that we wanted, it was the PSG game away, where he got himself 2 goals. But it wasn't enough at all. If you look at his stats, if I scroll down just a little bit, it's not too bad, to be honest. He has scored 42 goals in 96 appearances for us. That is okay if it didn't cost 75 million pounds. That's a lot of money for a striker. And fair play. We paid premium for him because he's from the Premiership. Why not? Easily 10-15 million pound will be added to it. But if we were to get him from outside of UK, he probably wouldn't go more than 50 million pound in the current state in the market. Now, in terms of his replacement, I have no idea. I haven't looked into much reports. There are some players being banding around, but I don't want to really go into that. But we do need, if he goes, we do need a second striker. Because at the moment, our striking option is basically, Marcus Rashford. We're talking about out-and-out striker. We're not talking about Alexis Sanchez, who's potentially going to leave, God knows. We're not talking about Martial, who's not an out-and-out striker. We're not talking about Lingard. We're not talking about Mason Greenwood, who's too young. We're just talking about Rashford purely, and he is the only striker in the team if Lukaku goes. So I hope that we do invest in a decent striker, one that will fit Ole's philosophy if Lukaku goes, which looks like it. And the agent of Lukaku did say that they want to get a move on ASAP, because United go on the tour on Sunday. Do you really think we want to take Lukaku, or do you think it's fair on Lukaku to go to the tour on Sunday all the way to Australia only to come back for a medical? Australia, we know, it's not you're looking at 15 plus hours worth of flight. It's not worth it for both the parties if he's gonna go. So according to some sources, United have been quite busy in the background today, doing a lot of admin work, so maybe getting the paperwork sorted, etc, etc. Who knows? But it is not going to be fair on Lukaku, who to go on the tour with us only to be transferred out, because he needs to come back on a 15 plus hour in a flight again. So it's better to get rid of him before Sunday. Then it gives us the whole of next week to work on his replacement. I know there are a few other potential signings happening in the background, Maguire and Bruno Fernandes, which I covered in my channel yesterday. Do go and check it out if you haven't yet. But Lukaku going now will be the perfect opportunity to start scouting, or if we have made approaches to other strikers, I'm sure there is one for him to go. It's as simple as that. I just hope that, personally for me, Inter, yes, they're paying some sort of fee on a 2-year loan deal, but Lukaku's on a heavy contract. I hope they pay some percentage of that contract. Whether the negotiations stalling in the background because of that, God knows, but they should really pay some of his wages, because I don't want United to be carrying Lukaku's wages, which is like 140, 50 plus, I don't know, and then stifle other players, because his wages, we all have a budget, right? So our wage will have a structure in there, and for us to be paying his wages while he's playing for another club, it's just, hopefully it doesn't happen. That way, if we get rid of him totally and his wages are dumped onto Inter Milan, make a negotiation deal somewhere down next line that give us that much and we'll cut back on the wages, whatever, however the negotiations work. I hope that structure stays, the wage structure stays, because we don't want to be blowing money on players that we don't is no longer part of our club or going to be part of our club. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on the comments below. What do you think about Lukaku leaving? If Lukaku leaves, who do you feel will be a good signing? Now, when I say a good signing, I don't mean, you know, Ronaldo or Messi. Those are unrealistic targets, or Mbappe's. Those are unrealistic. Let's face it, they are very unrealistic targets. I'm talking about realistic targets, you know, one that will be willing to come to United. And you know he's going to be willing to come to United. You're not going to go around saying, oh, Harry Kane. Yes, Harry Kane will be a perfect signing, but, you know, let's face it, Spurs is not going to sell Harry Kane. Actually, Harry Kane, I would love to have Harry Kane in the team. You know, Harry Kane. Mbappe is gettable, but it's gonna be too common. Yeah, but anyway, let's forget it. But anyway, hope you guys have a fantastic day. There will be another video dropping by, hopefully in the next couple of days, where I talk about analysis of certain players. That will be an evolution of the videos. Now that I'm getting a lot of traction from you guys, a lot of interaction with you guys, and I really appreciate that. And as always, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next upload.